did you get into dance and where did you grow up? Question 3 is, what did you teach and do you pass it down to the younger generation? Because I know a lot of dancers do this within their element, who are within their element. How would you sum up dance? Hello, and welcome to the Anmol Lakhani Show, Series 3, Episode 2. Today we have Levi Matthews.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Just dropped a motion mic on the floor, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Okay. We break them so we build them back up. It's part of the fun.
Yeah, it is. It literally is. Yeah, do you do any Lego or any sort?
No, not since I was younger. My ADHD fixation is something else. It's not Lego at the moment.
Really? What is it at the moment?
PlayStation.
Right. And any person who has ADHD, like myself and Levi, would understand this.
Yeah,
would literally understand this. So 12 questions.
Yes.
Shall we get going?
Let's do it.
Right. Number 1. How did you get into dance and where did you grow up?
So, my story is when I was around 15 years old, I was in science class and my friend, Lloyd, who's not a dancer, he actually played ping pong, table tennis. He could do the moonwalk. So he did it in science class once. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Teach me that. And I picked it up like straight away. So I hadn't danced before this, by the way. I've never danced before 15 years old. So I was quite a late learner to a degree compared to other people who start at like 2, 3 years old, you know, doing baby ballet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I learned the moonwalk in science class and then got sent out of that science class for doing the moonwalk. So I don't do the moonwalk in science. And then I started, there was a footballer called Peter Crouch and his celebration when he would score a goal would be the robot. So I would do the moonwalk and then go into doing Peter Crouch's celebration of the robot. And I could do it quite well. I kind of picked it up. So people would be like, you've got something there. So then I started to self-teach how to like pop and wave and all kinds of like kind of street elements. But I was only self-taught, so I never went to dance classes. Oh, and then I was keen on like Michael Jackson, Usher, Chris Brown. I was obsessed with them anyway, and I didn't really know why. I just like, that's cool, that dancing that they do. So then I would start trying to learn from music videos their dance routines, which is how most people start. They find someone on the TV or whatever, and they copy what they do. So then I started doing that, and then I was obviously dancing then, not just like freestyling, but like I was actually dancing choreography. And then I got into one class in Bolton, where I'm from, and then I started doing that, which was like beginner street class. And then I went to a place, it's not open anymore, but it's called Sunshine Studios in Bolton. They had one in Manchester as well. And then I did a couple of classes there. And then I came to the end of like year 11 in school, and I didn't know what I wanted to do after school. So I was like, maybe go into like architecture or something like, you know, like get a normal muggle job.
Yeah.
Because I did quite well in my GCSE, so I thought, like, what should I do? And then it came to it. It was around the end of August, beginning of September, so people had already enrolled through colleges. People had already like got their placements and stuff like that. And I spoke to my friend who was a dancer in school, who I used to do classes with. He was the year above me, and he was going to Bury College at the time doing a BTEC, like performing arts course. And he said, you should come, because I'd been like dancing self-taught and doing a couple of classes, like handful of classes for about maybe a year. So from like year 10 to the end of year 11, I'd been like self-teaching, and then he was like, come to like college and do this properly. So I auditioned, and they made me freestyle to Chris Brown, Forever. So that's how many years ago it was. It was when Forever came out.
So that was your audition to get into the college?
to get into Bury College, and I freestyled. And what's funny is on the course we didn't do any street dance or hip hop or anything. We just did jazz, fosse, a bit of ballet, tiny bit of singing, a little bit of acting. It's very beginners, basic stuff, which was wonderful because I was entry level. You know, I was at the beginning of my journey, and I'm around 16, 17 years old now. Going on by my second year, I came on leaps and bounds in my jazz and stuff like that. And then I got selected for the end of year like show, and we did Copacabana. So I had to sing and dance at the same time. And then at my auntie's 21st birthday, I danced in front of all my family. And my uncle said to me, "You should go to London." So I was like, look, because I didn't know what I wanted to do after Bury College. So I did 2 years there. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know about professional colleges like the Erdangs, the Masters Performing Arts colleges, the Lanes, the Bird colleges, like all these top colleges up and down the country. Never heard of them. Didn't have a clue what they were. So then through speaking to one of my friends in my year, he said he's auditioning at a place called Midlands Academy of Dance and Drama, which is Mad College. So we auditioned there, and then he said we're going to audition at Masters. So I went to Masters Performing Arts College, auditioned, and got in on a scholarship. So I did 3 years there from 18 to 21, and then I graduated from there, having trained in all styles, tap dancing, singing, everything, trained in everything. And it was the best place for me because it was quite a concentrated level of teaching where there wasn't that many of us. In other colleges, there's like hundreds of students. And for me, being lit in dancing and performing, I needed attention. I needed to be picked up on the details and to be taught things properly, which is for myself, to give myself a pat on the back, I would consider myself a clean dancer. They call it a clean dancer. And that's because of the training that I had at my college, and they really impressed it on all of us to be clean dancers. So a few of us were considered quite clean dancers in the industry, and then taking that into the industry, making a name for myself in the industry as a clean dancer, that got me everything that I ended up having on my CV in the end anyway. Being a clean dancer, being versatile, being able to do the jazzes, the contemporaries, the lyricals, the ballets, being able to do all these things. And I would say that would be the key thing, going not just to a studio, learning dance classes, doing street and hip hop, but taking what I've learned from the jazz elements, the ballet elements, and putting it into the commercial side. So being a commercial dancer, putting that into that has really benefited me, and it's given me access to an array, a plethora of work that no two jobs were the same, all different styles. So that was my journey. I started late. I went to one college, I then went to another college, and then I was living in London after that, from 21 till 32.
That's why you did like the Celebrity X Factor, isn't it, and all that?
Celebrity X Factor, did X Factor Italy, I did Britain's Got Talent with Fifth Harmony, I did The Voice in Ireland, I've done music videos and stuff. I did James Arthur and Anne Marie, Rewrite the Stars, that song from The Greatest Showman, they did a cover of that. And we did like contemporary in that, Birdie, the singer Birdie. That was a contemporary music video. So it wasn't just hip hop, it wasn't just street, it wasn't just commercial. I've had contemporary in my career as well, which is something that I love doing as well. It's not something that I actually showcase. I've got so much footage on my phone of me doing contemporary, but I never show it because I kind of wanted to box myself in as the commercial clean dancer, and that's what I wanted people to see. I didn't want people to see that more vulnerable side through my career, which is, I wouldn't say I live with any regrets, but it's something that people were really surprised to see when it came to auditions and stuff, because all they'd ever seen was commercial. So when they see me be vulnerable and contemporary, they're like, wow, I'm not saying, I'm not flexible, I'm not gifted in the gymnastics either, but when it came to connection with the music and emotion and stuff, people would always give me pats on backs, which really encouraged me to keep going to contemporary auditions.
You kind of answered question 2, to be fair. So we'll skip
Okay.
on to question 3.
Okay.
Whilst we were doing question 1, you answered question 2. So question 3 is what did you teach, and do you pass it down to the younger generation? Because I know a lot of dancers do this within their element, who are within their element.
Go on, repeat that question again.
So what did you teach, and how did you pass it on down to the younger generation?
What do I teach?
Yeah.
So at the moment, I would mainly teach my style of commercial, which is like a blend of, it's called jazz funk. It's like a blend of jazz funk and a bit of touch of hip hop, it's got like ballet positions in there as well, but it's kind of like to like current trendy music. So It's kind of, it's not like, I don't know how to say, it's quite across the board in all styles. Like there's even sometimes like a tap dance move in there, but I'll make it like a kind of way. And what I do is when I teach the younger generation, I implore to them what was implored on me, which is to be versatile, to don't box yourself the way I did, don't do what I did in that sense of when it comes to demonstrating to other people what you can do, don't just pigeonhole yourself, which is something that I did, and I only let it come out in audition mode. I should have really promoted myself more in all these other aspects because I could do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I teach is commercial, and how do I teach it to the children? I do the same thing what my teachers taught me.
Yeah.
That's the basic. That's the top and bottom of the answer.
There's just an A section to this bit. You also do a bit of modelling.
I have done modelling, yes.
So how did you get into that?
So when I was I think it was my second or my third year, there's a dance convention that all colleges go to and dance schools up and down the country, and a lot of people travel to. It's called Move It. And Move It was like, other than the summer show at the end of the year, Move It was like the big, right now you've got a new dance as well. That's another dance convention, which is really big. But back in my day, Move It is the big show, and your college can showcase, different styles, numbers, like commercial, jazz, whatever, musical theatre numbers on another stage, and it was a really big deal for all of us. And I performed a commercial number, and I was at the front. And when I got off stage, my friend Josh, he was signed with an agency called AMCK, and AMCK was called AMCK Boys. So they just had boys on their agency, and they also had a dance side of the agency. So when I came off stage, I was with my friend Josh. Josh speaks to his agent Patrick of AMCK, and Patrick speaks to me. And then that's how I was like, I didn't even know I would model. At the time, I kind of like, you would call blossomed, like the glow up was real kind of thing. Like I wasn't particularly handsome like growing up, but it's as I kind of was in my third year and then progressed outside of college, as I started to develop more into a man, that's when people started to take notice of my appearance. So I kind of got signed by the agency, and then through other dance agencies, they also did modeling sides too. So like they'd need dancers who were models, so for fashion shows, for music videos, and all these things. So I kind of got into modeling through my dance also.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got scouted at an event, basically, top and bottom of it.
Which Josh is it? It's
called Josh Zare. He was in Kingsland Road on X Factor.
Oh yeah, I know him.
He went, then when they broke up, he went to RADA, and now he's been in things like Killing Eve, and he's done other things as well. Like he's done really well, but he was the only boy signed to a modeling agency before college.
Wow.
And then he came in, and he showed me his portfolio and stuff. I was like, right, so I need all these kinds of pictures. Like, yeah. So then that's how I kicked on.
Yeah, so the Kings and Road were like from X Factor, right?
Yeah, but he was in my year at college for the first year, and a lot of the second year. He went into X Factor in second year and left college.
That's amazing. So question 4. Yeah. What was your first ever TV job?
First ever TV job.
And we'll put modelling job into that as well.
Modelling, so Right. When I graduated from college, my first job was over in Niagara Falls in Canada. And then the day I
Wow.
got back, I went straight into rehearsals for a tour of Putting on the Ritz, which was like a ballroom, like a Latin, which had like, it was very like old school style. We did that tour. And then straight off the back of that, I had two things on my CV. I went into an agency. Um, and took those credits in, and they were impressed that I'd been working straight away from college. So I signed with that agency. That agency was Mass Movement Agency, and then I also signed with an agency called Simon and Howe. And Simon and Howe sent me for a casting for a music video. Jack Garrett, Chemical. I'm the. If you watch that video, that's me. So that was my first.
I'll put it in the link.
Music video job there, and then after that, live TV. In terms of modeling, I did I did a magazine shoot. I can't remember what the magazine was called, but I modeled. I was wearing Diesel. That was my first one. I had big curly hair on top of my. Yeah, those were the days. So I was modeling Diesel then. That would be my first modeling job. Then I did like fashion shows as well after that straight away. But in terms of TV, what did I do? Honestly, I can't remember what I did for my first.
We can come back to that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I can't remember what I did live. I can't remember. Go on.
Yeah, so that's question 4 done. Question 5: what type of dance jobs tend to interest you as a commercial dancer, or just average dancer?
So for most people, it would normally be the live TV.
Yeah.
Jobs. It would be the 4 jobs. It would be the festivals as well. Basically dancing behind an artist. That's the goal. The goal is always to be dancing behind an artist, dancing in music videos. That would always be the goal.
Yeah.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Have I tangented?
No, you're doing okay, actually. You're doing really well with these. So how do you feel, do you feel that dancing on TV is harder than dancing in class?
Dancing on TV. What's wonderful about dancing on TV is live TV, that is. What's wonderful about that is usually there is an audience. So again, with dancing, it's about connection. It's about telling a story, you know, even though it's commercial, even though it's about looking good and delivering the dance to a T. But a lot of the time you're telling a story as well, whether it be like say that the singer is like being glamorous and you're like the guys around her. You're setting a scene. You're telling a story. You're playing a character. You're not you, you know? So, and then when you've got an audience and you're looking, you can see the audience and you're looking in their eyes, and then you have that rapturous round of applause at the end of it. Like, there's no better feeling than that. In class, it's just you in that mirror. If you're trying to get the approval of the teacher, because they're also a choreographer, that's a different dynamic. But it's just you in that mirror. You're not dancing for nobody else. If you start dancing for other people, it becomes that's a different dynamic as well. But when you're in class, you're training. When you're dancing on TV, that's what you've trained for.
Yeah.
You know, so that feeling of dancing on stage will always be the pinnacle of every dancer's career. Not every dancer gets to do it. If you're very lucky, you get to do it. And those who have done it will understand the feeling. Everyone knows that emotion that's done it. There's nothing quite like it. Dancing on TV in front of an audience, or like, there's no feeling like it.
How does one prepare for a TV job?
For a TV job, usually when you audition or you get the call, you will go into rehearsals. And through the rehearsals, that's the baby steps. That is the beginning of preparation. You've already put in the hours of being able, like, you've already put in the hours in all the classes that you've ever taken. It's all come to this moment. So with the rehearsals, as the choreography has been set on you, or you're workshopping it, which I've done before, like the choreographer had no idea what he wanted to do, but he set it on us with us. We contributed, and that was for years and years at the BBC Music Awards with Jay Revell. He was the choreographer, along with his nickname is BB. but it's Anthony K. When he was a dancer, he assisted him on that. And that was being made on us, which was wonderful. Like, that was a really wonderful experience. I've tangented. I've done that thing.
It's okay.
What's the question again? Say it one more time.
So how does one prepare for a TV job?
Yeah, so you've been prepared, going through the classes, being at the gym, working on your fitness, working on that is your preparation started years ago. And then you do the rehearsal. And then when it comes to show day, you have to know, you get, usually if you're lucky, you get to plot the dance on stage. So you get a chance to get a feel of the stage, because the stage floor sometimes feels different to the floor that you've rehearsed in. So we did a job, it was X Factor Celebrity. The dry ice, the fog that comes across the stage made the stage quite slippy, and we were wearing smart shoes. We were in glittery suits with smart shoes on.
I remember that.
So we were wearing trainers in rehearsal, and everything's fine. We go on stage straight away, and we do the dance, and it is slippy. Live TV. So we're all extra, we're on our toes there. I remember that feeling. Wow, that's just come back to me, that feeling. Oh my God. I do not miss that feeling of that pressure, but the feeling of when you've done the number and it was so clean, and you get off stage and you've I've done it. That feeling of patting yourself on the back, the relief, because it's something you don't anticipate. The fog, the slippy stage, you're wearing smart shoes, so it's already slippy, and you didn't really get a chance to practice all that. So your anxiety is
through the roof.
Yeah, it's through the roof. It was wild.
I did performing arts, and I know exactly how that is.
Yeah.
I know exactly how I feel about that. So question 8 is: did you always enjoy dancing?
No.
Really?
Don't always enjoy it. Doing it, yes. Actually physically dancing, yes. Yes, always physically love dancing. The idea of all of it, though, everything that comes with it, it's difficult. What you're dealing with in dancing, you're dealing with rejection. You're dealing continuous rejection. You get 100 no's for every yes, 200 no's for every yes. You're dealing with that. You're dealing with the pressure of living in London. Say that you have to pay bills, you have to pay the rent and that. There's that whole other world. You're away from your family all the time. You start to lose contact with other, all your older friends, and you've only got industry friends now. But they're also your competition.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to compete for a job. So not all of it is glitz and glam. It's not. Sometimes it can be quite political as well, which isn't a nice side to it, which I won't dive into, but yeah, no, I didn't always love dance. I also didn't like the feeling, because I didn't have the tools that I have now. The feeling of just before you're going on, you are I would tremble, I would shake, I would be sweating. Yeah, it was the anxiety before every single job. Every job you've ever seen me do that you think I looked okay at, I was dreading it before going on. That's just me. Some people, which I do now, I swap that anxiety into excitement. I go, you're excited. That's what it is. You're not that nervous. You know what you're doing. You're prepared for this. It's actually excitement you need to flip it to. So that's what I do now. But throughout the journey of my journey in dance, it wasn't always excitement. It was anxiety, and it was rattling, very rattling.
Question 9. Any advice for aspiring dancers, just quickly?
Yeah, versatility. Don't put yourself in a box. Learn how to deal with rejection very fast. Please learn how to deal with rejection.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done, I understand it, but you're going to be rejected a million times. That's how it goes. But just remember, if that's not your door, there will be another door. There's a reason why you didn't get that job. You wasn't ready for that job yet. That job might have been too big for you. If you'd have gone on stage and you might have flopped, you might get a reputation for not being capable of handling a live something, you know, like, or being a, so sometimes that door ain't your door, you weren't ready yet. Just get used to the idea of that not being your door, and that's okay. Your time will come. You've put the hours in, haven't you? You've put the effort in, haven't you? You've sorted your portfolio, you sorted your, you know, your audition techniques down, like, you're a personable person, you know how to chat, you know how to look present, you're ticking all the boxes, your day will come. And that's something that a lot of people have to learn. You have to learn that not every door is your door. But yeah, versatility, so you can have a selection of doors at your disposal. But yeah, versatility, don't box yourself in, and be prepared to handle rejection.
Finally, how would you sum up dance?
How would I sum it up? There's something quite cathartic about dance. When you expel X amount of energy, sweat, and you've worked so hard because you all share like a dream, an image. On stage, you share a picture of what you want that moment to look like, and when you achieve it, pure elation. So it's the combination, not the dancing for yourself, being a solo artist. It's dancing with other people, and you all look amazing, and you can all get to look at each other and go, "Wow, we did that." That's what it's all about. It's about working with your mates.
Yeah, and having a good time.
And people say it's not a real job. It's the best job in the world. It's the best job in the world because it comes with all the highs. It comes with the lows, but it comes with those highs. It does something to the chemicals in your brain, and honestly, it is the best thing. Anxiety aside, it is the best thing in the world.
Levi, thank you so much.